Well, hi. Today is Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. I'm Todd Studer, and this is Morning Coffee. Today is one of my favorite days that it is a good thing to be a member of the Council Bluffs Area Chamber of Commerce because they are having their annual Christmas party at the Dodge House. It's going on tonight from 5 to 7, and I'll be heading over there to look at all the wonderful Christmas decorations in the Dodge House and also hear some updates and see some old friends. A lot of people go to this event, and I'm really looking forward to it. Also, something I'm looking forward to today is our guest on today's show. Cindy Schmader with ServiceMaster Restore by Schmader is back with some more tips on how you can potentially prevent mold, but if you haven't prevented it and if you have it, what it is that you need to do. And Cindy was, I'm going to let Cindy tell the story that she recently ran across some, and it wasn't expected at all. So Cindy Schmader with ServiceMaster Restore by Schmader is our guest today on Morning Coffee. If you need precision metal fabrication done right, it's Foxco Fabrication in Council Bluffs, custom welding, large-scale manufacturing. They're bringing your ideas to life with expert craftsmanship and cutting-edge technology. They have a website, foxcofab.com. You can take a look at some of their projects. Maybe you'll see an idea for a sign that you might want for your man cave, or maybe for your garage, or some marketing materials, or maybe a larger project that they can help you with. foxcofab.com. Since 1870, Avela Bank has been providing Iowans with high-quality financial products and services to fit their needs. Whether you need a loan, or maybe you're in the market for a new business account, saving money for a trip, or just a personal checking account, Avela's qualified bankers can help you with all of that and more. Visit avela.bank to learn more. And Just Sue Creative, ready to help your business with website design, search engine optimization, content creation, everything you need to take your company to the next level. Sue Pitts really has a passion for small businesses, and a great starting point is by visiting her website, justsuecreative.com. While you're there, you're going to see a button that says free consultation. Click on that. Pick out a time. If the time's there, that means Sue is also free, and then you're going to be off and running. It is justsuecreative.com. It's time to have another conversation with Cindy Schmader from ServiceMaster Restore by Schmader. Good to see you, young lady. Glad you got through the storm okay. You actually spent your holiday down a little bit south, didn't you?
I did. Yeah. Yeah. We have a place down on Table Rock Lake. So we went down there for the holidays. So it's just something we've kind of started doing every year. So
Table Rock that's a bit of a drive though, isn't it?
6 hours.
Yeah.
6 hours. Yeah. About 6 hours. It was fun until we found the mold under our thing.
You found mold. Well, we talked the last time that we talked. We had a conversation about mold. You, inside of our Council Bluffs Business Connection meeting last time you spoke there, you talked a lot about mold. We saw a lot of different samples of it, and it's more common than people realize, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It is, and that's why I always tell people, there is, we have to have mold to live. I mean, it's out there, so we have to have it. And so I always tell people not to get too excited. What really is the concerning part is not that you have mold, it's what kind of mold do you have? And so is it the Stachybotrys, which is the bad, what they call killer mold, or is it just, the Aspergillus or Aspergillus or whichever one there's 300,000 different kinds of molds. So
300,000.
Over 300,000. So
I had no idea.
Some of them can make you sick, some of them not so much. I mean, and it depends too if you have allergies. So you just so I always tell people, let's get it tested, let's find out what it is, and then we'll go from there. So
yeah, I think that's an important reminder for people that you might think you're taking care of it by spraying on some 409 or whatever your favorite cleaner is and wiping it off and, I don't see it anymore. Right. And you think you've taken care of the problem. Right. My guess is that's not often the case, that is a permanent solution.
Right. No, it's not. And that's, that's kind of one of the myths. I mean, people use 409 or they'll use the Clorox. Clorox seems to be, you'll hear people all the time, just spray it with Clorox, it'll kill it. Yeah, no. So with mold, you need a side to kill it. And so Clorox is a stat, so it doesn't kill. All it's going to do is just bleach it. It does just basically what it says it does. It's bleach. It's going to bleach it, just like it would take color out of our clothes if we bleach on it. So it doesn't kill it. So it will come back. And, in fact, I got this question the other day. Somebody's called me and said, well, I went downstairs and I used bleach and got it all gone and now it's back. It's because you didn't get it gone. You just, you just bleached it is what you did. So, and there's different things that people can do. So it's just been an interesting year. So
How often do you think that could be a case of what happened to you? Because you went to a home that you're not in full time,
right.
and this is kind of a vacation home for you. And was it just dumb luck that you saw the mold, or because I would think that a lot of times it could be growing in areas that you're not really paying attention to because you're not there all the time?
Well, luckily for us, I mean, or me, when we go to put stuff away when we leave, like we put everything into the sink, like the shampoo and the body wash and all that stuff. So we're down there, and the first night I wake up, I've got a headache. So I'm like, didn't really think a whole lot about it. We've changed. It's warmer down there than it is up here. Didn't really think a lot about it. Went to go take a shower and opened up those doors to get my shampoo and stuff out. And I was like, oh my God, I can smell it. Then I can see where our pipes have been dripping. So you can see there's a little bit of mold, about yay underneath. And then I can follow it. I follow it to it. It actually leaked enough that it went to the back of the cabinet and then went down. So I can follow it all the way down this 6-foot cabinet, all the way to the end. So it's, we're like, oh my gosh, it's day one vacation. Now we're cleaning up mold and more. And luckily, we have some of the stuff that we use for mold. We keep it down there just in case. I mean, we've had a couple issues before, so we've left it. But yeah, so that's day one of vacation. That's what we did.
This is the type of thing, though, and correct me if I'm wrong, that you really should have a professional look at, because there's a reason why people can get mold certified.
Right.
And because there's a process to it, and to know that, someone that has your expertise can recognize it for what it is, because I'm assuming that there's different treatments for different kinds of mold. Would that be right?
Yeah, there is. I mean, there's different, maybe not different treatments, but different ways you handle it. So, like this with surface mold, or what appears to be surface mold, we'll figure it out when we go back down this summer. We're going to just replace that vanity, because this is the second time we've had an issue with it. But it depends. If you, like, I've gone into houses. I had a house up in Logan. We walked into it and it'd been closed up for a couple of years, and the basement was completely covered from literally floor to ceiling mold. So in that case, instead of a clean, we did a tear out. So it's not really so much of what product do you use, and you can use different products. There are different things you can use, but it's like, how do we handle it? And if it's in something that's porous, can we get it out? Most generally not. So it's a tear out situation then. So carpet tear out, drywall tear out, insulation. I've seen it. People say, oh, I can't get on insulation. Yes, I can. I've seen it on insulation. So it's a matter of process.
In a situation like yours, Cindy, was there anything that you could have done ahead of time that would have prevented it? Or is this just one of those things that, hey, sometimes it's going to happen?
I think it's just one of those things that sometimes it's going to happen. I mean, because it did look like the drain had leaked, and it probably had leaked when we were down there in September, and we just didn't notice it and left. And here we are. We're back in November, and guess what? We've got it.
Well, and this also should be a little bit of a comfort to those of us that are not experts in the field and don't deal with this. It can happen to anyone.
That is
no
true.
one's immune from this possibility.
No, absolutely not. Nobody's immune from it at all. I mean, in fact, I kind of laughed. I think I told you this earlier. We're down there and our grandson's here, and he called me, he said, we've got a problem. And I said, well, what's our problem? And he said, well, the toilet, he had came home from work and our toilet at home was overflowing. So we had about 8 inches of water in our basement. So I'm like, mold here, water. Although I'd rather have the water, but it's like, how crazy is this? So it can happen to anybody. And just because you own a company that this is what you do doesn't make you immune to anything. It really doesn't.
Wow. That's this is just another example, I think, of things that you need to be careful of going on vacation. And it's great that you had someone there at your home to be able to handle that. We did an episode recently with Travis Waldstein and his son Hayden, who you're very familiar with, and they were talking about vacation homes and the possibility of say snowbirds going away and coming home and finding out that a pipe had broken and had just been leaking the whole time, and ways to be able to handle that. Right. That would be another case that right. Mold's just going to be going crazy at that point.
We've you know what, we've had that happen. I can't even tell you how many times. I mean, people go away and the children or the neighbors are supposed to be checking on their house and a pipe breaks. And I mean, it's like at our house. I mean, we had 8 inches water in our basement, and our grandson said it had to have been running all day. He's like, I think he got home mid-afternoon too. So it's not even like he was home at 5 or 6 o'clock at night. It was like 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Yeah, just kind of crazy stuff. And we had a gal one time that, or a house that they were in Arizona, doing the winter thing. And, the neighbors saw water running out of their back of their house, didn't really think anything of it. And it wasn't really until I was there in Council Bluffs, and it really wasn't until the water company called one of I think it was the homeowner maybe, and said, hey, you've used 30,000 gallons of water. What's going on at your house? Well, the meter that comes into the house broke. So all of that water that should have been going through the main, whatever you call, I need Travis. Where's Travis when you need to talk about but it was going all over their house. And it was, the really sad part about that was the drywall was wet from floor to ceiling. I mean, we put our meter right at the ceiling. It was 100% wet. Even you come across the ceiling, it was probably about 6 feet out, 100% wet, because it just kept wicking. And the wet goes to dry, and it just kept wicking up the walls. It was crazy, absolutely crazy.
Well, let me ask you this then. Let's say that someone has found a leak. They haven't found any mold yet, but they found the leak. Is there anything that can be done to stop the spread at that point, or is it a wait and see what the damage may be situation?
Well, when you find a leak, when you have a leak like that and you find it, you need to make sure that everything gets dry. So typically put a fan or blower on it or whatever. And what I always tell people, give us a call. I mean, we can come out and we can use our meters. We can test whether it's a cabinet or it's baseboard or carpet, whatever it is that got wet. We can test it and see if it's dry. If it's not dry, put some blowers on it, get it dry. Because once it dries up, then your threat of mold growing is gone. But if you continue to let it be wet and just let it dry on its own, you could get mold. So yeah, they say about 72 hours is about the time it can start growing.
Yeah, underneath those cabinets, very important place you've got pipes under there, and you never know when a leak may start. And so lesson learned here, as soon as you get where you're going, open up the cabinet doors, take a quick look.
Right.
I know you talk a lot about get into your basement once in a while and just do an inspection and see what's going on. Underneath your cabinets would be another great place to look.
Yeah. Yeah. Underneath your cabinets, in front of your doors, especially this time in winter, when you're, snow's blowing up and it blows up against your doors, check that carpet in front of those doors. Like I have a walkout door that goes out to my deck, and not very often, but if the screen isn't shut, it kind of keeps the snow away. And it gets between the screen and the door, and it melts, and then it can come in, came in my house. So that's just kind of one of the other things. Like check your windows. I mean, just, it's just walk around your house and check things out. I mean, I think people, when they see me, they're like, oh God, here she comes again. Because and I know you've heard me a million times. I think I even asked here a couple weeks ago, how many of you have been in your basement? Everybody raised their hand. I said, how many have been looking for water? I think one stayed up, maybe. I don't know. It's kind of funny, but I know I'm go check your basement chick.
I actually had a house years ago, and again, I opened the door underneath the cabinets more than once, but just as you said, you had things stored down there. I did too. I had a lot of things underneath the sink.
Yeah.
And the leak and the damage never made it to the front of the cabinet. So it was all covered up by things that I had stored in there. Yeah. So when the time actually came that I needed something back there and got back there, it had been so bad that the wood had completely rotted underneath there. And that leak had to have been going on for probably a year.
Oh yeah.
and I never knew it.
Yeah. And you know what? And you didn't don't doesn't make you wonder where else did it go?
Oh yeah.
Where else did it go? You know, I always tell people if it's a cabinet, it's in the floor, or it's, down to your basement, or it's in the walls. I mean, you don't know. The one thing I will tell you, and I've heard this actually, now that we're talking about it, bring this up, or where did it go? I have been asked probably about 3 times now, can you bring your meter out so you can look at my walls and show me where the mold is? There is no such meter. There is not a meter in the world that you can point it towards the wall and say, oh, there's your mold. That if somebody's telling you that, you need to get rid of them and bring somebody else in your house. It's happened 2 or 3 times. I had a lady call me actually last week when I was on vacation and say, how does this work? It doesn't. I think maybe what they're doing is using an infrared camera where you can see hot and cold, its temperatures.
Mhm.
It's not that it's mold. But even at that, I mean, I don't know what is going on and I don't know why they're doing it, but there is no such meter that can tell you if there's mold behind that wall.
That sounds like a business idea. We should invent one.
I know, right? But I'm telling you, if I could figure out a way to do it, I certainly would, because it would be amazing.
So other than the mold, how was the trip? Did you have a good time at Table Rock?
We did. We had a good time. Our daughter came down with their kids and her family, and we went over to my sister's house, and we actually had Thanksgiving over there, and they have a place down there as well. So we go down there every year. It's just when the holidays were, my brother-in-law's, unfortunately, his mom passed away years ago, right around at Thanksgiving, and he just doesn't want to be home for Thanksgiving because their house was the big Thanksgiving house, right? And so it's kind of a tradition that we've all started and kind of just rallied around him to get him out of here and away from here and down there. And hey, they offered their home, so we're like, we're in. We brought the turkey and the stuffing and the pie, and we all went. So it was fun.
Well, and as we're recording this, and this will be out, it'll still be cold. It's not a mystery. We've reached the cold now in our part of the world. I'm not sure whether people will still be able to hear it or not in the recording. We can tell you got a heater going, and I don't blame you. I mean, it's I've been over at your office before, so
I'm freezing.
yeah, I know it could get a little chilly. In there. So, but grateful as always, Cindy, for the wonderful tips that you give, because, we talk about it on the show a lot. Anytime that we're talking about you, and I've heard you say it many times, you hope they don't need to ever call.
Right.
That's just the world that you live in, that, you're not trying to maximize a profit off of every single person you ever meet. In a perfect world, they don't have to call you.
Right.
We just don't live in that perfect world. So that's why it's important to keep Cindy's number handy, just in case, because if you never need it, you never need it. Isn't that wonderful? But if you do, then you want to get things taken care of as quickly as possible. And I know that you're big on making sure that if you can't get to the call right away, somebody's getting back right away, just as quickly as possible, and get to talk to a real person so you can figure out what the heck's going on.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah. And if anybody has any questions, just give us a call. I mean, we're here. So
she is Cindy Schmader, ServiceMaster Restored by Schmader. Thanks again. And stay warm. Will you stay as warm as you can?
It's gonna be a rough winter for me, I think. Thank you, Todd. I appreciate your time.
Morning Coffee brought to you by Keith Jones, your Edward Jones financial advisor in Council Bluffs. Learn how he can help you reach your financial goals. Visit edwardjones.com for more information. Edward Jones, member SIPC. And Bloomworks on the historic 100 block in Council Bluffs brings your moments to life with unique, fresh floral arrangements, creative wedding designs, beautiful sympathy florals, and amazing prom accessories. Their team delivers artistry in every stem. And right now, explore their stunning flower collection as we move from fall into the winter months. They're going to be right there with rich seasonal colors and fresh style. Bloomworks offering delivery throughout Council Bluffs and the Omaha metro area. Give them a call, schedule a consultation. They're ready to design the perfect arrangement for your wedding, your celebration, or your moment of comfort. Online, visit them at ebloomworks.com. That's going to wrap up today's show. Thanks again to Cindy Schmader for joining us today. We have more work to do getting ready inside the park building. as the studios on Willow are on the way and we are under construction. I'll be bringing you updates this week on how the progress is going. My name's Todd Studer. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning.